Okay, so what we're doing here is we're just going to do a quick trimming video on the senior flyer for Science Olympiad. This is the Mod 5 version that's coming out soon that has tip plates. That's the only real difference here. The big thing that you want to notice is we have put all the nose weight up front here. So previously I was putting some of it back here and having the wing pretty far back. This airplane has a beefed up tail boom. I'm going to get rid of that, so the wing should be sitting further forward. And on most of yours, if you do this, the wing's going to be up around in this region as opposed to way far back. The farther back it is, the harder the airplane's going to be to trim. What you want to do is to adjust this airplane so that you don't have to make any real pitch changes between turning left and right. That being said, when you first start flying this airplane, probably you're going to launch it and it's going to dive into the floor or just go kind of straight like that. Keep adding incidence right here until that goes away. Now, in the event that you run out of adjustment here on this shim, I mean, this is pretty much maxed out. You will want to take like your thumbnail or something and crack this tail boom, bend it up a little more. So you can get a steady cruise going. If that makes the airplane stall under power, once you've got your CG set right, start bending in down thrust. I don't know if you can see, but I've got the prop shaft inclined downward like this, as opposed to straight out. The initial versions of this airplane had no down thrust. This one is actually built in. All of our current production senior flyers have it built in. So you should have some of that already. One other thing I've found is, I don't know if it shows up, but you can see kind of a craze line right across here. That's because what I do is I take this tip here and bend it back out to wash out the tip of the prop, and that makes the props turn a little better. Next thing is with the biplanes, now I don't have a rubber motor on here, but it won't shift the CG too much because this is pretty well centered. With the biplane, you want to balance with the CG pretty far up forward like this. It's about 40%, 45% chord. Now with a monoplane, you'll be able to shift the CG further back. Especially if your wing is way up here, you can have the monoplane way back here at like 60, 70% chord. I've got this set up to fly to the right. You can see I've got a lot of rudder offset to make it do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to wind this up and we'll fly it. Okay, so what we're going to do is, come back here, honey. We're going to stretch this motor way out like this. So you want about 5 times the relaxed length. You're going to crank, now this is a J&H Aerospace torque meter. So what I'm going to do is I can get about 1,500 winds in at full stretch. So there's 500. I can see my torque is coming up on 0.1. Coming up on 1,000 right there. Torque is about 0.14, something like that. And at 1,500 winds, the torque really starts spiking up. So you can see I'm up close to 0.2. At this point, I want to start working my way in, because at full stretch, I don't want to go over 0.2 or the motor will break. Now I'm coming up on 2,000, I'm at 2,000 winds here. Okay. All right, so we're at about 0.22, 2,000 winds. Now I'm up to 2,500. We're at a little over 0.3. That's a good place to be right here. Our target is to go to 0.7. All right, and we're at 0.6 here. I'm going to stretch this out to relax it a little. We're at 3,000 turns. And there's our 0.7 at 3140. Now, on a fresh motor, you can get a little higher torque without it blowing up. But 0.7 seems, you know, so if you're trying to climb higher for like a 30-foot ceiling, you'll want a fresh motor so you can punch the torque way sky high, but you're going to trash that motor when you do that. All right, so I've already got this trimmed, you know, with incidents and so on. I think, no, I'm going to leave the incidents alone. Now this airplane does some funny things, so you have to really modulate where you're launching from. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to launch over almost on this side, around like so, and you'll see why. It circles around real good. Now it's going to pitch up, it's going to stall, and turn the other way for a minute, and probably do it again. I didn't get away with it this time. Now it's stuck off to the side. Dang it. So with all that stalling, I've lost a lot of height, and so this is not going to be a great flight. So this is not going to be a super long flight. So the plane's mushing around real nose high, and you don't want that. So I did notice the rubber motor kind of bunched up back here, and that was part of the CG shift that caused all the mushing. But I've slid this incident shim back a little bit to reduce the stab incidence a little. Oh, that's much better. Don't hit the ceiling now. I'm gonna try. Ooh, that was close. Coming down like a manhole cover now. Stupid airplane. Okay, so this indicates actually you probably need a little bit longer of a motor, because you see we have no knots here, so this is down to a single very loose row of knots. So maybe another inch or two on that rubber motor would gain you a few more seconds. And I mean potentially much longer, because these planes are capable of longer times than this, but you know, not a bad flight. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to switch it to turn left, and this is where it's going to get interesting, because these don't like turning left nearly as much as they like turning right. So I'm going to give myself just a touch of left rudder offset, and we're going to see what happens here. Real sluggish left turn. So I've only got about 0.35 on the torque here. I'm going to slide the shim further back in, because this plane's going to try to go into the left a little bit. The monoplanes with the wing further forward don't tend to do that as much, but the biplanes are real bad going to the left about doing nasty things. And so we're going to see what it does here. Oh boy. Not bad. Not much height, but we can deal with that later. We are at about 0.58, 0.6 on the torque, so this may get a little ornery, we'll see. The biplane, like I said, it has some quirks when you're trying to turn real tight to the left, and these, you know, because they're heavy and small, they want to fly fast, and so a room this size really is kind of tight for them. So they'll want to either go straight or torque in. So hopefully this will work, but when going to the left, you really need to watch your torque values to keep the plane from getting out of hand. So there it's turning very wide. I don't know if it's going to clear or not. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so what you've seen here is that, and that's even with it bunching up back here, which does happen. And sorry for my noisy bearing, I'll stop it because Hope is being driven nuts by it, and she's behind the camera. But what you've seen is that we've gotten over a minute in both directions without any test flying, just, you know, wind it up and it goes. So we can, with the incidence adjustments, with the marking on the tail, so mark which holes, record that in your flight logs. And you can get very good results, very consistent results from this airplane or most of the others on the market. Now, one thing that you want to look at is warps on your wings. So since this plane tends to want to go into the left, you can kind of twist one of these wings like that to help counteract it. And when going to the right, that's not, as long as that's not a huge twist, it won't hurt you too much. This airplane doesn't tend to go into the right. You can, it will sometimes, but things have to be pretty far off. So anyway, with that, that's kind of the trimming for the Senior Flyer and really any other Wright stuff plane for this year. So questions, comments, put them in the comments section below, and we'll see you at states and nationals and so on. Hi, I'm Josh Finn. This is Hope. We are J&H Aerospace.
If you like this video, hit the like button.
Also, how about subscribe to our channel and check out jhaerospace.com for new free flight products and all of the tooling that you'll need to build them.
Thanks for watching.